There are several invasive ant species around the world, but the most notorious among them are the fire ants. Not only the fire ants build superuse colonies and destroy the local ant species, causing ecological damage, but they are also extremely aggressive in protecting their nest and are equipped with highly venomous sting that can even kill a man. The fire ants usually attack by using their jaws for grip, and then they sting repeatedly using their venomous sting. The venom of the fire ant consists of toxic alkaloid called solenopsin, which can cause deadly allergies in many people. In fact, many deaths are reported annually around the world due to fire ant sting. So when the fire ant stung my neighbor's little daughter, due to which she had to be hospitalized, the wrath of my neighbor fell on the fire ant colony. He poisoned them. When I reached the place, the poison had already taken its effect. A large number of fire ants had cuddled up together, and it looked like they were taking the last few breaths of their life. Now for an ant lover like me, it was not an easy sight to watch. In fact, it was quite painful to see the ants suffering so much. But the fire ants cause so much problems out here. Until they remain outside the houses of men, there is not much of a problem. But the fire ant enters the houses of people, and unlike other ants that just steal some food from the kitchen or make things messy, the fire ant attack and bite people. The locals usually treat such bites by applying the honey of wingless bee, Lepidotrigona arcifera, also locally called putka. The putka honey, I have noticed, is quite effective in most of the cases. However, if the person is hyperallergic to the ant venom, like in the case of my neighbor's daughter, things can get really bad. Then it is futile to expect mercy from a father whose daughter has just been hospitalized from the bite of these ants. From what I have heard, the insecticide that my neighbor used contained the compounds deltamethrin and hypermethrin. And I must say, it was very effective. There were dying ants everywhere. All kinds of ants, the mature ants, the young ants, have been poisoned. I just wonder whether the poison has reached the queens. If even a single queen manages to live, then the colony will soon grow back. But if all the queens are dead, then sadly, this is the end of this colony. On the fourth night, when I visited the place, everything had gone still. All the fire ants were dead. There was death and silence everywhere. Everything was just looking so gloomy. But as they say, life is adamant. It will not lie low for long. So when I zoomed in and looked carefully at the dead bodies of the fire ants, I saw this. In the middle of the pile of the lifeless fire ant bodies were these small-sized ants, busy in their work, oblivious to the tragic sad fate of the fire ants. It looked like these little ants had occupied the fire ant nest, and they were cleaning the nest for themselves. Maybe they were also feeding on the dead fire ants. It looked like these ants were immune to the poison that had wiped out the whole of the fire ant colony. As I watched these ants busily engaged in their activities, I felt a kind of strange joy in my heart. I don't know why I was feeling so, but it was like that my heart was rejoicing. It was perhaps rejoicing, for despair had lost and hope had won. It was rejoicing, for death had lost and life had